Good morning. Today's class is a restorative yoga class. It's raining outside and it's kind of cozy inside. So I thought today this would be a good day to start to process some of the things that have happened during this time. So many times we go through things and we think we process it with our head, which is important, but it gets stuck in the body. So think of today, this restorative class, as a way to process any maybe emotions or any thoughts that are running around in your head, kind of cleansing your body and finding that ability to reset. So I brought 2 pillows from home. So this class, I suggest you have 2 pillows. If you have yoga bolsters, that's great. I have 3 blankets and I have 4 blocks. So we may or may not use the 4 blocks, but get as much as you can to go ahead and have it close by you. Place whatever you're using to watch this in front of you, and you won't have to move much today. Today we have about 8 postures that we're going to do. We're going to hold the postures, and we're going to work with our breath so that our breath can help us release out of ourselves anything that we don't want to carry into the rest of our week. So to start with, a great pose to do, no matter what's happening in your life, is child's pose. And especially if you're stressed out or something's happened or somebody's bugged you or whatever. So getting close to the ground when you have anxiety, I've said it before, I've heard it before, it's really an important thing to do to bring yourself back down. To start with, your knees will be wide, and you can take your pillows, whatever feels appropriate, and you can take them in between. I have it at the inner thigh, and then I'm going to come forward. You can have 1 block on either side for your hands, and you'll come forward and just lay forward. So as you do that, close your eyes, and I'm going to talk you through a breath. So you're laying in something called child's pose. Think of this pose as a way to self-soothe. As you connect with your breath, see if you can inhale, feel your belly move any amount, and then exhale, just go belly first. 1 more belly breath, inhale, exhale. Now think of your rib cage. Inhale, exhale. 1 more of those breaths. Think of your inhale, your rib cage goes a little bit wider. Exhale. Now, if you need to turn your head in the opposite direction, or your face can be straight down, really up to you. Now, inhale, see if you can feel your chest move at all. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Move your head anytime it feels appropriate. Now you're going to inhale through your belly. Sustain your breath, hold your breath. Exhale your belly. Inhale your rib cage, even the back ribs. Hold the breath. Exhale. Feel the ribs come in and hug you. Inhale, feel your chest move. And exhale. Have your head come center, place your hands on the blocks, and roll yourself up. It's a great posture to do at any point that you feel anxious, or it's a great way to do Savasana too at the end of class, so you'll have an option to do that. I'm going to take my pillows off to the side. The next pose is going to, no, I'm not, I'm going to bring back, sorry. The next pose, I'm going to have my pillows close by. I'm going to sit to the side. So I'll have my thighs right along the bottom pillow. So this is a twist. You're welcome to have your legs slightly askew. We'll take that as a second pose, but if you need to take that here, that's fine. So theoretically, you're here. Lift your spine, and then turn your heart towards your pillows. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And go into the pose and feel a release. Inhale. On an exhale, release over onto the pillows. Your head can turn either direction. So the yoga is a way to connect your body, your mind, your breath. So as you're here, your mind might have kind of worked through some things that have happened in life or over the course of this whole coronavirus thing, but your body might still be holding on. So as you breathe through this, think of each cell in your body getting a nice release. Inhale. Exhale, feel yourself move wide inside your body. From the periphery, move out. Inhale. Exhale, move wide. Let your arms go as wide as you like. Inhale. Exhale, feel a release in the cells of your skin. Inhale. Exhale, imagine your body releasing and letting go, even into the organs of release. Find a normal breath, whatever that happens to be for you, something that soothes you. Breathe normally in a soothing breath. And then the top leg, begin to kick it behind you any amount. If that doesn't feel appropriate, remember always bring it right back. You can turn your head in the other direction. If that feels appropriate, that's a pretty deep twist. Remember, each inhale, you're imagining that you're going to lift your body, and each exhale, settle it back down and spread it wide. So it's more like a metaphor. Inhale, feel a slight lift of your body. And exhale, as you sink a little deeper into your pillows, let it go wide. Inhale. Exhale, spread wide. Continue with that breath. So twists are a great way to reset your nervous system. So as we move with our breath, our mind will begin to understand that in order for us to process life, our body has to be resilient. So what you're doing here is you're helping your body reset so it can be more resilient. Pressing your hands down. Inhale, coming up. Take the back leg forward, and we'll go second side. So it's always nice to do a restorative. For me, I like doing restorative after I do like a heavy cycle or a run or a brisk anaerobic activity of any kind. Then I actually get a chance to kind of get it all going in my body, all the chemistry, everything, the muscles, everything's kind of constricted. And then when I come into these yoga poses, somehow I get a better release. So it's nice when you set yourself up for this, to be really warm. I have socks on today because I'm not going to be doing any standing poses. So align yourself so that your pillows are close to your thigh. And one side is always going to be different from the other side. So I'm going to take blocks on both sides. I'm going to turn them up on the higher side. This is my scoliosis challenged side. So I'm going to take my heart towards the pillows. And then thinking, so I've gone through a lot of stuff. Everybody else has too, I know. Inhale, think of everything that's happened. And exhale, just let yourself release over into the pillows. Find a release. Make any adjustments with your block. Inhale, feel your body slightly lift. Exhale, release a little bit more into the pillow. Inhale. Exhale. If you need to turn your head, feel free to do so. Staying with that, feel that slight lift on the inhale, exhale, release. If you like, kick the top leg back slightly. If you feel this in your low back and your sacrum, maybe back off, keep that leg stacked, the knee stacked. Take 2 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, hands come onto your blocks from the floor, rolling up. Swing yourself back around. We're going to take ourselves into a supported downward dog. Now, downward dog is probably the most active pose that we'll do today. We're going to do this with our head supported on a block or 2. You can take a short downward dog. That's totally fine. So I'm going to have 2 blocks stacked here. I'm going to walk my hands forward and then place my head on the block and press back. So I have the block like right at my hairline, or maybe depending on how your head is shaped. So when you're ready, coming into downward dog, we'll hold it for 1 minute. Feet can be as close to the blocks, hands are forward. Make sure that your armpits can stretch. And then as you work with your breath here, think of a breath coming up the central channel of your body, your spine. And then exhale, spread it out into the rib cage. Inhale in the centers of your spine. Exhale, feel your side waist go wide. Inhale. Exhale, release wide. Inhale. And then exhale, coming down. So let's take ourselves back into just a quick child's pose. Keep your blocks there and just fold forward. And using the strength of your arms, bring yourself back up. And we'll come onto our back. So if you have a yoga strap, that's kind of a nice thing to have too. I'm going to take my 1 blanket I'm going to support my head and my neck on the blanket. And then keep your knees bent, your feet on the floor. Pull your right knee in and extend your leg up. So from here, if you have a yoga strap, that's great. If you can hold on to your feet, that's great. Try to keep your pelvis from moving to the right. So keep your pelvis nice and even. So I'm going to just hold on to the back of my knee, straighten the back of my knee. And then feel the back of the leg as you inhale, feel it lengthen. As you exhale, imagine spreading the cells wide, let it go wide. So for today, in this pose, don't use a lot of muscle in this. Just an inhale, back of the leg. Exhale, imagine it going wide. Processing any emotions, processing any pent-up, like for me, anger, anxiety, frustration, disappointment, all that stuff. Your body will help you process. The mind can process it to a certain extent. The body has got to be able to release it. If it feels appropriate, you can straighten your left leg. Not necessary at all. Even the skin of your face kind of releases wide. One more breath here. Bend your knees, feet back on the floor. Let your knees kind of windshield side to side. And then pulling left knee in, holding to the back, so the back of the leg or the hamstring. And then straightening that leg up. So maybe for you, you're just holding on further down to the calf, whatever feels appropriate, but do not let the pelvis move at all. So we want to go into the hamstring. You don't want to pull at the attachments. This is not about how close your leg is to your head. This is about how can I go in and soothe my body. So you don't want it to fight you. So here is be like, oh, fighting rage come out. It's like, no, I'm going to just be here and inhale the back of my leg. And exhale, imagine things going wide. Even my calf kind of relaxes. You don't even have to straighten your knee all the way. So we're reversing the flow in the leg. That also helps in detoxifying the body and releasing. Notice if you've just taken anything that was happening in your leg and put it in your shoulders. I know I just did. I'm going to drop my shoulders down. Think of soothing yourself with your breath. Last inhale at the back of the leg. Exhale. Bend the knee. Roll to one side. Use the strength of your arms to make your way up. So moving your blanket off, you'll take 2 blocks. I would suggest starting, because this is a restorative class, and your body knows how to get rid of stuff, but if you put it a little bit too high, it might kind of fight you today. So I want to do a soothing release. So you might start the block low, and then the one for your head a little bit higher. So between your shoulder blades, it'll lay that space. Keep your knees bent, and the other block underneath your head, and your arms can go wide. Now here's where the 4 blocks come in. If it feels appropriate, and you feel like, I just want to see how much my arms now can relax, you can place your hands on the blocks. Kind of takes it a little bit out of the shoulders and the chest spreading. So maybe start there with your hands on the block, your forearms on the block. As your chest starts to relax. Then maybe take your arms down onto the floor, but not necessary. If you feel there's a strain, take your hands back on, your forearms back on. If it feels appropriate, straighten your legs. If that pulls your low back at all and your hands are not on the blocks, you can place blocks underneath your knees and lay back. Now let's go up the central channel of the body. Inhale, up the spine. Exhale, imagine spreading out wide, even to your fingertips. On your next inhale, bend your knees. Place your feet onto the floor. Let your feet go wide, let your knees knock together. Be there just a couple more breaths. Think of how you create space in your chest, space in your front of your torso, which tends to get very tight when we have different emotions and different things that we've gone through. We can protect ourselves. And then roll to one side. And make your way up. Okay, so the posture that we have now is called reclined cobbler's pose. I'm going to take your blanket. So I'll do it from the side. I'm going to take my blanket, and I'm going to open it up. So this is actually a yoga blanket. I'm going to take this and roll it. And bring it to the side here. Have another blanket or two behind you. And then on top of that, maybe stack your pillows. So this blanket will help, have two blocks too. This blanket will help in supporting you. So from here, hold on. I'm going to take around my ankles. I think I need to make this bigger. Well, just take it around your ankles. Take the blocks underneath your knees. You're going to lay back. So what we're going to do now is a different kind of breath. It's called alternate nose breathing. So I'm going to lay back. Take my right thumb to my right nostril, and then inhale through my left nostril. Take your ring finger, close off the left nostril, and then exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Let your hands come down. They can rest on the floor. Okay, now you're going to use your mind to do that same breath, but we're going to add an imagery to that. So inhale up the left side of your body from the earth. Imagine inhale up the left side of the body with the left nostril. And then exhale down the right and back into the earth. Inhale left from the earth, up the left nostril, up the left side of your body. Exhale down the right nostril, out through. So even it's imagery, so you just have to find this in your mind. And even if, whether the left nostril and the right nostril are doing it, doesn't really matter. Just find the imagery. Work with your brain that way. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale the left from the earth, up through the left side of your body. Left nostril breath. Exhale down, right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Breathe normally for a few breaths. And then slowly use your arms to lift you. So you're going to roll that roll underneath your ankles. So I have this so it's supporting my ankles. You're welcome to keep this set up for yourself for Savasana, final posture. I'm not going to do that because I need a blanket. So make sure that you take your time setting this up. So I've got that underneath my ankles. I know it seems weird, but I swear it makes a difference. So my feet are supported. My ankles are supported. If you have a bunch of blankets, I would suggest putting them around you now. So the opportunity to allow your body, I'm going to place this underneath my back and then have a block for my head. So I have a slight lift in my chest. I'm going to move my roll a little bit closer to me so it's really supporting like right at the bottom part of my calf and my ankle. Let your feet just roll out. Close your eyes. And imagine your body finding a reset point where it's made it through so much that we've gone through. And in order to be able to get through it, we had to be resilient, but now we're moving in a direction that we've been hoping for, and we want to make sure that we can take full advantage of the opportunities. So I'm going to be very quiet now. Keep your mind focused on the exhale release. class is about 35 minutes. If you feel like you need to roll to one side and come out, bend your knees, take your feet onto the floor, rolling to one side. You're welcome to stay a little bit longer. I'm going to sit on the edge of my pillow, have my blankets close by, give myself a nice little nest here, and imagine that I've soothed my nervous system. I've soothed that ability, find that resilience. Bring your hands together in front of your heart if you've come seated. Lifting your heart, descend your chin. Namaste.